This episode of FishPod TV is brought to you by Coastal Wealth.
Hey everybody, Paul Fleming with FishPod Network, here with Bobby Caroll.
How everybody doing tonight?
Sorry, Jason wasn't able to make it tonight.
Navigate
Unfortunately,
the nautical
he's in Zone A evacuation, so he's trying to get his house all situated and get out.
Sea Mule, world's best fishing.
No, I don't think so either, man. This storm's really kind of been throwing people for a loop, man.
Yeah, it's back and forth. It's going east and it's staying west.
Danco Sports, the largest selection of pliers on the planet.
Make your mind up with that or go. It's no last minute.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost thinking at this point, if you ain't gone by
wearable
tomorrow,
power.
You're pretty much staying put.
Well, hey, I'm in the studio, so I guess I'm staying. You know?
That's it. Yep. I am there myself. We are hunkered down, and we're gonna be staying. Guys, if I look a little distracted, I'm playing producer as well tonight, so everybody's kind of getting themselves together. But we've kind of got a little information for everybody who's got boats. How to prep for a storm, especially now that this thing is kind of shifted more on a more westerly track. You know, the European model's got it kind of more to the west now. So
I mean,
boat prep is a big thing. You know, I was watching some of the new stuff, man, and
well, they were saying we were going to get the tropical winds and storm type stuff coming, but now it's more true hurricane stuff. So now you really gotta have your stuff A, B, and C lined up.
Yeah, I mean, I think whatever path it takes. I mean, if it goes on the East Coast, up the East Coast, you're still going to see some really high impact winds from, you know, tropical storm to mild hurricane. But if it goes up the middle of the state, the whole state's going to get hurricane force winds.
Yep. I mean, like I said, when you were talking about worrying about your boats and stuff like that, you got some images for that.
Yeah, we're going to cover that stuff here shortly.
Yep.
I got to get my Facebook up, so in case anybody's got
Man doing
questions.
multiple things at once. Here we go.
Telling you, man. All right. Well, before we get into all that, we're going to roll through our sponsors. We're going to do it kind of quick tonight, guys, just so we can get into the important information and y'all can get back to prepping for the storm. We are brought to you by Coastal Wealth, mycoastalwealth.com, Danco Sports. That's dancopliers.com. You want to get over there, and they've got a bunch of really great pliers, so we used some this weekend. So Sea Mule at seamule.com, Angler Armory at anglerarmory.com. Get over there and get your membership. Atlas Tracks at atlastracksusa.net. Now, here with Atlas Tracks, I spoke to Carolyn this morning, and if you are an Atlas Tracks owner, they are offering free float plans for your vessel, so they will help monitor your boat.
That's awesome.
During this storm. GoPuck, GoPuck.com. These things are great, especially now. If you got a GoPuck, man, get it charged up. You'll be able to charge your cell phones and your tablets and all that stuff. Especially if the power goes out.
That's all you're going to have.
So Central Marine at centralmarineservice.com and YamahaOutboards.com. Want to get over there. Unfortunately, we were supposed to be broadcasting this weekend over at the boat show, but unfortunately, Irma had something to say about that. So,
yeah, that's never.
No, that's never good. Gellux.com. They actually just dropped off all of our new lighting for our trailer, so I'm looking forward to that. Gills Performance Fishing, gills-gear.com, and Green Pro, which is greenproflorida.com for your residential and commercial needs. So that is that's our sponsors, guys, and I'm going to bring us back in. Here we go. All right, guys. Also, just happened to be surfing the Facebook here a little while ago. Tom Swick has posted live. He is on his way back from Texas.
He's been an animal out there.
He has. He's on his way back from Texas, and unfortunately, he's got to come deal with one here.
Yeah,
so,
I'm sure he'll be out here helping around. I mean,
I'm sure he will.
I saw his boat got banged up out there pretty bad. So
yeah. You know, gel coat and streets just they don't mix.
You know, Tom. We'll get it fixed.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Well, and you know, the beautiful thing is I think, especially with our fishing community here, you know, it's one thing we talk about on this show a lot is our fishing community in this area.
Yep.
We'll all pull together. I mean, he was over there sacrificing time away from, you know, his family and friends and fishing and everything else to go help them.
About a week, wasn't it?
Oh, I think it was at least a week. It was, well, he's been over. It was actually a little over, about a week and a half, because they spent some time driving over to get over there and getting things prepared. But they had got into one of the ports over there last Thursday when we were doing our show.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's been. I'm sure he's tired. I'm sure he's worn out.
Yep. So, guys, the disaster relief, the Southern Sportsman Disaster Relief GoFundMe page still up and running. These guys still need your help. They're still bringing stuff over. I know Yellowfin donated a trailer to go over there. Unfortunately, they got to Alabama and blew 2 tires on the side of the trailer. Luckily enough, the tires that we had for our FishPod trailer fit, so we were able to send some spares up that way to help get those guys back up and running.
That's awesome.
So that was definitely nice to be able to help out for that. Get those guys, 'cause they were bringing supplies and stuff. So
well, hey, it kept them rolling though. I mean,
it kept them rolling.
FishPod came through.
Whatever we can do. Unfortunately, if I'd have had the time to actually get over there, I'd have brought the flats boat over there, and we'd have been right there alongside Tom helping.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate I couldn't make the time. But the big topic of the night is Hurricane Irma.
Yep.
This thing here is just blowing stats out the door. The biggest, strongest hurricane for the most duration of time since satellite history. That's nuts. I mean, the pictures that came in from St. Thomas, and
there's nothing left.
And the thing that stinks is there's a Cat 3 right behind it that's going to go right through them again.
They can't catch a break out there.
They just can't.
By the time they recover whatever they can, if there is anything to recover.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple pictures on Facebook of a place in St. Thomas, a marina basin. And they have a before and an after picture. And, before it was all beautiful, pristine docks. And it was really, just absolutely gorgeous. And the aftermath picture was just a pile of boats.
Yeah.
It was just all piled up in one corner, and they were stacked one on top of the other. It was bad.
I mean, hopefully the people down there survive. Because like you said, it's not just beautiful there, but, the culture that they have is one to none. I mean, you can't replace that. So
yeah, from what the news has said, Irma has claimed like 4 or 5 lives, which when you think about what she's gone through and as big as she is, that's really not too bad. So for those of you watching along tonight, Hurricane Irma, as of the 5 o'clock advisory, was at 20.9 north latitude and 71.1 west longitude with winds of 175 miles an hour, and the pressure was 922 millibars. That is, man, 922 millibars. That is some low numbers there, man.
Yeah. And like you said, the thing that's scary is it was supposed to go up the East Coast. We were going to get a tropical style storms, all that stuff. But now that they moved it more west.
Yeah, well, here's the current track as of the 5 o'clock forecast.
That's scary right there.
Yeah, as of this morning, the cone was, we were out of the cone.
Yeah.
And now the European model has shifted it more to the west, actually closer to the west coast of Florida. The U.S. model is still keeping it up the coast, so they had to shift the whole track over there. But it's looking to impact us sometime between Sunday and Monday.
And see, what's not good about going up in the middle, though, is going to have feeding water on both sides, so it's going to keep some.
There's going to be a lot of storm surge both sides, because you'll have the storm surge on the front side, plus you'll have the bands bringing it back into us. So.
Yep.
Definitely not a storm that you want to you want to take lightly. This is, let me throw this up here, because this is this is our Pinellas County evacuation zone. And unfortunately, the big red zone on the right-hand side that you see there is where Jason's at right now. So he's hang
in there, Jason.
He's evacuating right now. So, but, luckily he said he's got a pretty good handle on it. So, getting into securing your boat, that's I've seen a lot of that on Facebook, which is kind of why I wanted to cover this tonight, because there's a lot of people that just don't know what to do, either first-time boaters or boaters that have moved in here and have never had to deal with a storm
they come in
of this magnitude.
A lake, and they don't know coming to the ocean, all the other things.
Yeah. So let's start with trailered boats.
Let's go.
So if you have a boat that is on a trailer, one of the key things is keeping that boat from rolling. We don't want that boat to move around, come through the side of your car, or into a sliding glass window or something. So, as I got illustrated into this picture here, you want to put blocks up along the frame, both in front and aft of the tires, both sides, and deflate your tires. Let as much air as you possibly can, so that it's got nothing to roll with. That's a big key thing. The other thing is securing it with straps. We actually strapped the FishPod trailer down, and we were able to. Of course, we've got it on a concrete pad, so we were able to put lags in the concrete with securing rings, and then strapped the trailer. So we've got 3 strapping points along the trailer. So that'll keep the trailer from tipping or any vertical lift. So the same applies to your boat itself. So we want to make sure that you got that. Now, if you do not have concrete that you can lag into, they've got the screw jacks that you can do, and they come in various different sizes,
strengths and all that stuff.
You know, and listen, for what we've got going, you know, if it does skirt us, go to the dollar store and buy the ones for dogs.
Yes.
Just buy
6, 7 of them.
6, 7, 8 of them, and put a multitude of them in there, and you know. 2 in the front, 2 in the middle, 2 in the back. And those you want to angle inward.
Yes.
So that they, you know, when you ratchet them, you're digging into the ground, and it'll help. You also want a heavy duty strap.
Yes.
It's kind of a bad grainy picture, but
we all have those at the house. We know.
That's it. We all. If you're a boat owner and you don't strap your boat when you're traveling, you should be doing that anyway.
I might leave a strap off once in a while, but that's okay.
Yeah. Short trips maybe.
Yeah.
But now some of the bigger topics with that boat there. Your Bimini tops.
Yes.
If you can remove them and store them, that's best. If you don't have room with them, secure them, tie them down, get them tied down. You were mentioning earlier about electronics and
about 2 years ago, one of the tropical storms came through, and I left my GPS on the boat, and I guess it was the 40, 50 mile an hour winds that came through. It actually broke a twig off, put it right through my GPS, so I had a cracked GPS, and cracked GPS is not going to do it.
That's a bad GPS.
I mean, even if you got pliers on the boat, anything like that, anything that can be loose and fly around, just take it off. I mean, we overlook that stuff. I mean, we always look at the Bimini's, you know, the bigger stuff, but if you got pliers sitting in a rod holder, get rid of it. I mean, it's just one less thing that you're going to have to worry about.
The other thing, too, is duct tape. If you've got duct tape your hatches shut.
Yes.
If you don't have a cover over the top of your boat, and even if you do have a cover over the top of your boat, duct tape your hatches shut. That way they don't blow up and rip off and become a flying projectile. You know, that way if you have stuff in your life jackets, whatever the case, if you don't want to pull all that stuff out, tape that stuff shut.
Definitely.
And you know, at least that way it won't blow open and your stuff won't go flying everywhere, because it's not so much that you lose it, but it becomes a flying projectile that can potentially damage or injure somebody else.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you get as much out of your boat as possible. One of the big common things that I saw on Facebook with guys with trailers and stuff like that was fill your boat, put your drain plug in and fill your boat up with water.
No, not at all.
Folks, please don't do that. You have to also think about, yes, okay, it gives you weight and it helps weigh your boat down. But if you fill the bottom of your boat up with water, and then we get 5 to 12 inches of rain, you're going to fill your boat the rest of the way up, and now your batteries are going to be underwater. There's going to be an electrical charge in that water. You're going to fry whatever electronics you do have in it. If you've got a hard-mounted electronics, stuff like that, all that stuff's going to end up getting grounded and fried.
Even if you shut the battery switch off, it still can happen because it's got current to go through now the whole boat. It's not just stopping at the battery switch.
That's right. Yeah. So you want to make sure your drain plugs are out. The other key thing is, and this goes with all boats, whether it's on your lift, in a boat, or on a trailer rather, or in dry storage. If you have a battery charger, onboard battery charger or a portable battery charger, go out, get it on charge now.
Yep.
Get those batteries up, because with as much rain as we're predicting to get, only so much water is going to come out of that half-inch drain plug. Your automatic bilge pump needs to work to be able to keep extracting that water out. For a boat on a trailer, that's not as big of a deal as a boat on a lift.
And that's the other thing. I see with the storm coming, everybody's like, "Oh, I'm off Friday because of Let's Go Fishing." Prep those days. Just it. Take your boat out of the water. We can survive 2 days, without fishing.
For sure. Now, and again, if your boat is on a lift, make sure that drain plug's out. Make sure your batteries are charged. A lot of guys that have their, first and foremost, if you have the ability to get your boat off the lift and on a trailer or in a high and dry or something like that, that is the safest place for it to be. By far the safest place for it to be.
Definitely.
If you cannot make that arrangement, if you do not have that ability to do that, again, make sure your canvas is down.
Yep.
Any removable cushions, all that stuff should be removed, put in a cabin, put in a garage. And then raise your lift. You want, if you've got a lift style like this here, you want to bring that lift as high as it will go, minus a foot. Always leave a foot. You don't want too much tension up at the top. Leave a little stretch room in that cable. And then once you've got it up that high, tie your lift to all 4 poles. Get a strap, those heavy duty straps we were talking about it. Strap it real tight, and keep that boat from swinging. Drain plug out, and at that point you're kind of riding it out the way it is. You know, if you do get a high storm surge with the drain plug out, you are going to get some water in your boat.
But it can go out.
But you know, it's a double-edged sword, because if you leave a drain plug in and hope that your bilge pumps take care of it, if your bilge pump fails and you get too much weight in your boat, you risk having your lift collapse or a cable snap, and then it just becomes a catastrophic
and like
failure.
Like you said earlier, with the water already being in it, there goes your electrical failures again coming up. So you might as well just leave the plugs out. Yeah, water's gonna get in it, but as fast as it can go in, as soon as the water starts dropping out, it can go out. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's and you know, I mean, listen, if the storm surge gets up high enough, your boat's there anyway. I mean, it's gonna get that much water in it no matter what. So. But that's big thing. You know, get those things strapped down so they don't swing back and forth. This is a 40-foot Intrepid, and this picture was actually taken prior to Hurricane Irma going through San Juan. This boat is in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Beautiful boat.
It is. It's an absolutely gorgeous boat. I was talking with the owner, and you know, making sure that he was all prepped and ready to go. And as you can see from this picture, there you go. The stands have been tied together. He's on a dry rack, and then they've put supporting stands to keep it from tipping. So I checked back in with him today, and here is his boat after Irma has passed.
Prepped for the right things. He did the right stuff to prep.
They did all the right stuff. You know, they got it out on, you know, his particular, you know, boat sits on a lift, so they were able to get the boat off the lift and get it into a high and dry area, and they got the stands tied together and the boat strapped down to the, you know, to the main bunk, and you know, it rode the storm out fairly well. It looks like all the boats there fared pretty well. I know they didn't get as direct of a hit as you know, St. Thomas and those areas there, and I mean the Turks and Caicos are getting hit hard right now.
And they got that other one right behind it. It looks like it's gonna come on a double whammy kind of deal.
Yeah, and I mean it's amazing how fast Jose has gone from a tropical storm to
it's
a
almost
Cat
like
3.
It's almost like it's feeding. Yeah. Feeding off of Irma.
It is. It's nuts. But you know, I mean, prepare yourself. You know, we want all of our viewers to be safe. Make sure you've got you know, just like everybody's been telling you, make sure you've got your evacuation plan. Make sure you've got your friends and stuff that you've got communication with, your neighbors. You know, that's the biggest thing. If we all stick together during this, you know, we'll make through. You know, we'll make it through.
Yeah, because like when I was coming down here, coming south, there was no traffic, and I was just anticipating it. You know, dealing with the traffic. It only took me a half hour to get down here, and I look at the northbound lane, and it's jam packed. So, if you can get out now, get out now. If
it's gonna be a little bit of a long ride home for you.
It might be, but you know, hey, that's why McDonald's is on the way. And
that's
stuff
it.
Like that.
Yeah, stop, make the best of it.
You know it.
Stop, make the best of it. So anyway, so again, that covers you know, how to prep your boat. If you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook. You call us at 727 FishPod. Be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have. Whatever we can do to help you with that, we're all about it. On the lighter side, let's talk a little fishing, man.
Let's do it.
You fish up in the Port Richey area, right?
Yep, I fish anywhere from well, now doing the Florida Pro and all that. We'll go anywhere from Englewood, doing down there, but my main area is Tarpon Springs up to South Hernando area.
Okay.
So we run all through there. 90% of it's artificial. I got away from it for a couple years just because I got shown how to throw a cast net, and it was like the devil to me. Yeah. So then I finally got back to my roots, you know, a couple years ago, and me and an old high school friend teamed back up. And Tad Van Fleet, he's my partner now for all these tournaments, and we do some numbers out there on the flats. But I mean, it's a hunt. That's an ugly guy right there.
That is, man.
That's an
But that's a
ugly guy.
pretty snook, though.
Yeah.
That's a real pretty
That's
snook.
an ugly guy. But, I mean, we went back to the artificial game because it's a hunt. I mean, the live bait game, it's fun. I mean, you'll catch 20, 30 fish a day. But,
Sure.
But we had... It's not as boring, but we like a challenge.
Well, it's the sport of it.
Yes,
it's the you know, it's like a deer hunter going out and you know doing. If you put a feeder out and you bring them to you, it's you know it kind of takes the sportsman out of it. So,
but I mean, you got those days out there with the artificial stuff, especially now with the heat. I mean, it's by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's if you haven't bagged anything on artificial by 10 o'clock, you're pretty much done.
It's hard. And you'll see
them.
all day.
You'll get them, but
you'll see them. They'll be sitting there and they'll be waving at you, but they won't.
Well, you know, I'm gonna tell you, it was really weird. I don't know if it had anything to do with the the recent eclipse that we had and everything else, but we had an event up in Crystal River.
Okay.
The Hooked Up for Tata's tournament.
Yep.
And Fred Heigergen fished that, and he told me and Jason that it was by far the most epic redfish bite. He was just telling me with one cast after the next, and they were just boating him in.
Yeah, we were gonna fish that, and we were like, no, it's not. And thank God we didn't, because we got like 20, 25 snook that day. I mean, it was going off.
Man,
going off on the snook. So.
Well, apparently it was going off just in general. I mean,
when's the next one happen?
Yeah, I'm telling you,
mark
man.
that down.
Jeez.
But no, I mean it's been good out there with the summer heat right now. You got to get out early, get out before the sun's up.
Yeah, or early evening.
Yeah, that too.
You know,
but
if you catch the tides right, early evening, you know, after work, throw the boat in the water, go for a couple hours.
Throw your top waters, you know, first thing in the morning. I mean, the snook, I'm serious, they're going off right now on the top water game. You might not get them all in. They might snap you off, or they might blow up, but the excitement is there.
Yeah, I took Saturday, or actually, well, no, sorry. Saturday I went out with Jason, and then we saw all these juvenile tarpon everywhere. And we threw everything from artificial to small live bait to large, live bait. Just couldn't get them to chew at all. You know, we had a fun day in the nursery catching trout.
Yep.
Caught a ton of little trout. But Monday I took the kids out, and we were fishing back up in the Treasure Island area.
Okay.
And we rolled up in this spot, man. This dude launched into a really nice snook, and he was a ½ inch too short. ½ inch too short.
That's a heartbreaker.
You know, right there, man. I mean,
what do you want though? Do you want a ½ inch short or the ½ inch over? What do you want?
You know, I mean, again, there's that double-edged sword.
It
is.
It is.
But yeah, I mean, it. You know, I got my butt whipped on Monday. My daughter's friend caught a whole lot more fish than either one of the other two of us. But you know, it was see here, it was Logan's 6 fish. My daughter caught 2, and old Polly boy I got 0.
Usually
I got skunked.
Whatever. It's funny because you say that when we do like the local tournaments and we got the live bait, you can chalk me down to 0 right off the bat. I mean, anybody who's on my boat is gonna catch them. Yeah. I'll be sitting there breaking off, doing this and that. I have no luck on a tournament day.
Yeah.
I'll pre-fish, smoke them, find them. Tournament day, goose egg.
Yeah. Manuel was saying finger mullet. You know, I saw huge mullet, but no finger mullet.
That's weird too, because summertime usually they're not that big. I've noticed some 5-pound mullet. I mean,
there's some big mullet. There's some big mullet around, and I'm having a hard time finding the smaller finger mullet.
Yeah, I mean I forget where I was. I was somewhere up north, and I saw maybe one little pot of finger mullet. So I don't know if the breeding part of them's starting to kick up really, because I mean they're fat. You see these mullets.
Oh, they're big.
They're huge.
Yeah, they're big.
Huge mullet, and but the redfish are with them.
Yep.
The redfish are with them.
Yeah, they are. So tell me a little about your team.
All right, me and Tab Van Fleet, we're Armed Anglers Tackle Shop. We're their pro team out of it. We fished the Florida Pro. We were gonna break in on the IFA this past weekend, but that kind of got canceled.
Yep.
Like I said, we went to high school together. We linked back up, and we couldn't ask for a better team as far as just me and him, but as our supporters. I mean, our supporters, whether it's Egret Baits, Nines Optics, Power Pole, I mean, everybody helps us out. I mean, and when we talk a little bit later on another thing, I'll see what we mean. But right now in the Florida Pro, I think we're sitting 11th place overall on the West Division.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, we're doing all right. It's our rookie season, as they say. So we're so proud of that because, like I said, when I was telling you about the Tampa Bay Redfish Series,
yeah,
we're out there looking for fish, thinking it's going to be easy like up here, and three Tampa Bay Redfish Series later, it's
Goose eggs?
Goose eggs.
That happens, man. That always
were,
happens.
We were so mad. We're like, oh, we're not gonna be able to do this. You know?
You can't be discouraged though. You gotta keep plugging.
Just keep fighting.
You just gotta keep plugging.
Because I mean, like I was telling you before the show, Tampa Bay is so different, and it's got to be the hardest place to catch some redfish, especially on artificials.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's so populated, not with just fishermen, but just the traffic of boats, and it's a different area. It's got all the city style around it. I mean, everything that we look for up our way, you can pretty much throw it out the window down there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. I mean, I give a lot of credit to these guys fishing.
It's definitely a different fishery.
It is.
Now, I've never fished up in the Port Richey or Tarpon Springs area.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone through it, taking boats back and forth up through Tarpon Springs, and it's definitely you can see the whole area is definitely a different type of an area.
You actually have the marsh on some of them. You got oyster bars in the middle of nowhere. I mean, and the farther north you go, like where I like to go, Port Richey, Hernando, all that stuff, it's a lot of random rocks. So you got to really know where you're going, or pray you don't hit a rock on the lower unit.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's been good though. It's been good this season.
All right, let's see. You got another picture of it. Another nice snook you got there.
Oh yeah. That was a couple weeks ago. I caught that on a egret baits slick lure. That was one of the days I think we caught 7 or 8, all about that size on artificials.
Man, that's a nice snook.
It was 33 and a half, something like that. It was solid. But I mean, when you're fighting against current and all that, it makes it look bigger and feel bigger. And you pull it out, and I'm like, all right, this is good. But man, I was hoping it was a 38.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the passion right there, is the artificial game. I mean, we don't play around with just hanging them for a picture. We grind. Sometimes it's one fish all day.
Yeah.
But like I said, we like to hunt. I mean,
you see, that's why I like the offshore game. See, I'm more of an offshore guy. I do a lot of pro kingfish tournaments and stuff like that. Yep. So in our case, sometimes we're running 60, 70 miles one way to go find sometimes that one fish. And I mean, there's some days we go and we'll just slam, and it's one fish after the next. Yep. But a lot of the times, you're lucky to boat that one fish.
And like I said,
and we're using live bait.
Yeah, I mean, it depends though. But with the way our area is, I mean, we're lucky. Our fishery's awesome up there. Yeah. I mean, we can't complain. I mean, the fish chew on plastics a lot, but I mean, you have that one fish day, and it's almost like a relief. And sometimes it's a 15-inch snook. You know what I mean? Oh, I got something to bite. Something like that. But in other days, you'll have 15, 20 fish days on top waters, plastics, everything.
Yeah,
it's.
I mean, there's some days you're sitting there and you're fishing and you're fishing and you're fishing, and then all of a sudden something hits your line. You're almost scared. You're whoa, yeah, what was that?
Yep.
Well,
like what I was saying with some of those long days when they don't hit, I was like, there's a picture I have on my Facebook, and Tad Van Fleet took it. I had that do-rag thing because my hair was in my face. I lost my hat just one of those days. And I'm sitting on the side of the boat. Man, I looked like I was ran through the dirt and put on wet. I mean, it was bad. I didn't send you that one because I didn't want that one to get up. But it's on my Facebook.
That's funny.
Yep. There's another one. Yep. One of my facial expressions.
That's
I
it,
guess.
man.
That's it.
That was one of those. Woo! Almost got away.
Yeah, it was. So, but that's another one on artificial. I think that one was caught on the wedge tail. I was just so excited with it.
That's an egret bait?
Egret baits, yeah.
Pull that up just a hair.
There you go. Is that better?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was egret baits wedge tail. Rigging on an 1/8-ounce jig head and just popping along, potholes and all that stuff. But, yep, that's it right there. I mean,
man, that's a pretty fish.
And I go for the redfish all the time. I keep finding these guys. I'm like,
well, it's not necessarily, unless it's a tournament. That's not really a bad thing, but you know.
To me, I'm a redfish guy. You got the snook guys and you got the redfish guys. So it's like, what do we classify? It always seems like
I don't get to fish that much anymore, so I'll just take anything that hits the line. You know what I mean?
All right, yeah.
I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't want to be the pinfish king either, but you know.
Well, upgrade to the ladyfish guy.
Well, there you go.
At least you get a jump.
Well, I made ladyfish, man. That's good bait for me, man.
Yep.
For offshore, so.
Yep, it is.
So we have a fundraiser that we've got going up, and it's called Fishing for Clayton. Yep. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right, Clayton is a 17-month-old boy who his dad and my dad were good together with coaching football, and me and Robbie, his dad, Clayton's dad, we played flag football together. He was my coach for a year in high school and stuff like that. Well, he had Clayton, so one day, Robbie and his wife Jordan were looking at Clayton just because something was going on, and they looked up and they saw a mass or something up in his nose, and they're like, "What is that?"
Right.
So they took him to the doctor, got all the tests done and stuff like that. Well, it turns out at 17 months old, this kid's got cancer now.
And it's stage 3, right?
It's stage 3.
Yeah.
Now they took him, they did the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
They got 90, I think it was 90 or 95% out of it, but that's still stage 3.
Yeah.
So this poor little guy at 17 months old is going through 40 weeks of chemo and radiation.
And we were talking earlier. He's got a 5-day stint coming up this week.
Yep, this week. Yep.
Chemo.
Monday through Friday. Yep.
Man.
So he goes from going through a hurricane to having to go get that.
He's a
stuff
cute
done.
kid too.
Oh yeah.
He really is.
I love
I mean,
that.
this is my favorite picture.
Yeah,
I gotta blow this one up big.
Yeah, I love that one. Yeah.
This is my favorite. You can see
He's a fiery little guy.
fiery little guy, real good spirits.
When I first met him, that's how he was, and he was about a year old, and I mean, like I said, just all over smiling, drooling all over. You know what a kid does. Now the kids, got this. But
so we're raising money to basically kind of get him away from the testing, get away from the chemo, and get him to Disney World or some of that nature to get him out, get him out from the day-to-day pinpricks of
what I did was I was sitting out there on the boat fishing, of course, and my phone went off twice. Hey, when are you gonna take me fishing? Let me pay for gas, this and that. Well, I'm doing that, and then 5 minutes later, I look up and I see that picture of him getting that treatment, and I'm like, all right, I get texts all week, take me fishing, this and that, when we going. So I took it upon myself to make that live video, the initial live video.
Mm-hmm.
Of let's start some bucket funds for Clayton, and I'll just take you guys fishing on armed anglers. You know what I mean? Armed anglers, we'll take you out. We'll do whatever. So that's how that went. Well, long story short, armed anglers put a bucket at their shop.
Mm-hmm.
Antonetti Marine put a bucket at their shop. That's in Hudson. Dogfish Tackle. You got with them.
Yep,
they decided to step up.
Yep, right away.
So if you want to donate for this kid, it went from just us doing a simple fishing trip to $2,000 plus worth of giveaways, raffles, auctions. I mean, we got some awesome stuff. Anything from we got 3 fishing trips total, including ours. We got Fish Tampa Flats with Captain Will Burback, and if you guys somehow don't know him and you're in the fishing community, I mean, the guy's been on Florida Sportsman Magazine. I mean, A Fishing Story. Yeah, the guy's legit. He decided to throw in a half-day trip for Clayton. So for $1, you can you're in the running to win that. And then we got Catching Memories Fishing by Captain Ryan Chabina.
Mm-hmm.
He's another guy out of the Tarpon Springs area. He's always on steady fish. I mean, every time he posts up pictures, it's good snook, good reds, good trout. So he decided to step up and throw a charter in. So between Will Burback, Ryan Chabina, and us, there's 3 trips right there. And then, like I said, when we were talking about the sponsors, I said, hey, we're more than sponsors, we're family kind of deal. I made one call to Nines Optics. Hey, I'm doing a fundraiser for a kid. What do you need? Nines Optics donated sunglasses. And it just went on from there. Power Pole donated $200 worth of swag. Top Water Culture is a local apparel company around here. They donated braid, hats, shirts, everything. Egret Baits, of course, they threw in $100 worth of product. Yep. And then the next day, I see Egret Baits donates $100 for Clayton. So I mean, it's going off. And then
we had Burton from Barracuda Nets. We had him in the show last week
on the spot. And
right there on the spot during our show, when we first mentioned this, immediately donated a cast net.
Barracuda Nets. I mean, those things are awesome.
Awesome. He ended up giving me one of the 3/8 12 or 10 footers, and man, I got to, it's definitely got some weight to it, but man, it is just a dream to throw.
But I mean, with the big horn on it and everything, and no tangle. So what we're doing with Burton's net, we're not throwing that into the raffle. We're gonna auction that.
Okay. Yeah.
That way we raise a little more money for Clayton. Like I said, this is all for Clayton. This has nothing to do with sponsor monies, cuts. This is all for Clayton to go to 3-4 day Disney vacation.
Yep.
And another person that stepped up to host Clayton's thing is Coastal Mattress. It's in Trinity, Florida.
Okay. Now speaking of them, originally we had it set up. The raffle was going to be September 11th, which was Monday.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Irma kind of threw us a curveball, but I think it threw us a curveball for a reason.
For the good.
Yeah, it's definitely for the good. What we've done is we've extended that to September 16th.
Yes.
It'll still be at Coastal Mattress in Trinity. We're going to have all the raffle stuff there. But on top of it, right now we're working on getting some bounce houses for the kids donated in, and we're going to bring some grills out there, and we're going to grill hot dogs and hamburgers and take donations.
It's
going to turn into an event. We're going to bring the FishPod trailer out there. We're going to broadcast the whole event. And
I mean, you guys stepping in with it really helped out. I mean, we can't thank you enough for it.
Well, I mean, when you have a cause like that, kids have a special place in my heart, whether it's just the fishing community or anything else. Like, to see a 17-month-old battling stage 3 cancer. I mean, unfortunately, there's way too many families going through that right now.
Yep.
I'm sure everybody knows, but cancer sucks.
Yeah.
I've had some family members,
mine too,
affected by it,
yep.
And my mother-in-law, survivor of breast cancer.
Yep.
So. When I see stuff like that, I'm all about helping,
Yep.
and if we can help push it even more, that's what we want. So, guys, when go to our Facebook page, you'll see a lot of stuff there about Fish for Clayton.
Yep. There's a GoFundMe.
Share it. Yep.
I got a GoFundMe too. Find me on Facebook. I mean, me and Paul have been sharing each other, tagging each other's. I'm sure the GoFundMe is on your page. Yep.
Well, GoFundMe is on our page.
Yep.
You can also, what I did was for our local fishing community here in the lower Tampa Bay area. Everybody knows the Fish Kids event that I do. We've got a new website, it's fishkids.org.
Yep.
Right smack on the front page is the GoFundMe link.
Awesome.
You can actually go right on our page. You never have to leave the fishkids.org. You're right in there on the page, and you can just donate to the GoFundMe. And that thing's taken off pretty good.
Yes, it has done pretty good. But here's the thing: if you guys aren't friends with me on Facebook, I'm not going to be able to get in contact with you. So no matter what you guys do, whether you go to Antonetti Marine in Hudson, Armed Anglers and Holiday, Dogfish, or the GoFundMe page, make sure you write your name and number on an envelope.
Yep.
That way, if you can't make it to Coastal Mattress, I can get a hold of you. We can get everything covered, taken care of.
Yeah.
And speaking of Coastal Mattress, this is another cool thing. Coastal Mattress has decided to auction off a Sealy Posturepedic mattress along with the box spring. So I know everybody loves a new bed.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not saying the price on it. It's not cheap, but...
Well, Sealy's aren't cheap to begin with.
No, but if you have an opportunity to get a mattress at half the price by auctioning, and the cool thing about it is 100% of that also goes to Clayton. So, I mean, everybody in the community has stepped up. Not just the fishing community. I mean, I have restaurant gift cards. I've got house cleaning.
Yep.
The fellas out there, I know the fellas.
Mm-hmm.
You guys get your money in there. Give it a chance for your girlfriend, your wife, your mom.
Get a free house cleaning.
Yep, I got auto detailing by attention to detail. I mean, I got a little bit of everything.
Nice.
So everybody's covered. And I got some just giveaways. You don't have to be in the raffle. Just show up, answer some questions about Clayton, and we'd love to see you guys out there at Coastal Mattress in Trinity on the 16th.
That's for sure.
It'll be about 2 p.m. About 2 p.m.
I'm gonna try and reach after the storm passes. Being we're gonna have a little extra time. I'm gonna try and get 1 or 2 more buckets out here on our side to see if we can't get a couple extras. If you end up going over to Dogfish Tackle, it's right there off of Park Boulevard and Starkey Road. There's a bucket there. As a matter of fact, it's exactly one of those.
Just like that. Yep.
We're not in the Homer bucket, but we got a nice Central Marine bucket with the same stuff on it. There is envelopes. There's empty envelopes inside the bucket.
Yep.
So if you don't have an envelope, you don't need to bring one with you. You can go ahead and just drop your donation. Again, make sure you write your name
and number
and phone number on it so that we can put your name and stuff into that raffle and be able to contact you. And listen, guys, if you're in this area over here and you can't make it all the way up to Trinity and you win, we're going to be up there with the trailer. I'll haul your stuff back and meet up with you for sure.
Like I said,
no sense in having to go up there.
I've got 15, 16 things right here, and I've got the giveaways. Yozuri lures, eager baits. I mean, I got all kinds of stuff to give away. I really want to see some kids up there supporting kids.
Yeah.
I'd love families to bring their kids. I can give them some lures. I got shirts, hats. Bring your kids. Like you said, there's going to be a bounce house.
Yep.
I mean,
you know what? And now I still have a couple rods and stuff that we had left over. So we'll FishPod will throw in some rod and reel combos and stuff like that. We'll bring. I still have a ton of giveaway stuff.
That's what I mean. It's growing.
So we'll throw a
more.
bunch of stuff in there because there's going to be a lot of giveaway stuff and then a lot of raffle stuff and so if you can join us up in Trinity on the 16th, that would be absolutely awesome.
And like I said,
it's going to be fun
for honestly a simple $1.
Yeah,
a simple $1 can get you a half-day fishing trip with one of the best captains out there. I mean, those two guys I can't say enough about them. I mean, between local tournaments and winning them, Florida Sportsman Magazine, I mean, you name it, these guys have done it. So why not throw a couple bucks in an envelope with your name and number on it, have yourself a shot.
Yeah, that's for sure. So again, make sure you visit the GoFundMe page if you can't make it to any one of the bucket locations.
Yep.
It's a really great cause. We're trying to get this kid little reprieve from the.
It's not for medical. It's strictly a vacation to get away from this stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Just he's enduring a lot. I mean, we said a little while ago, 5-day stint of chemo. I mean, at 17 months, that's gotta be rough.
He's
on
a
him.
trooper. He's a trooper. I mean, from the videos and pictures, I mean, he's holding up, but still, I mean, what kid likes needles and all that stuff? So
yeah, it's definitely if we can.
Yeah.
We can help out in any way, man.
Change the mind for 4 or 5 days. Whatever we can do just to get them away.
Yeah, that's for sure. So that's about all we got for tonight, guys. Next week, we're going to have Sheila and Matt Tramontana from the Tighten the Drag Foundation. Their event is coming up on September 30th at the Magnuson Hotel. We'll be there broadcasting that live.
It's a big event, too.
It's a big event. It's a great. It's another great cause that we support, and want to make sure that everybody gets all the information for that event. The Magnuson Hotel is a really great location. They got a pool, they got a upstairs bar and everything else, and all your stuff's right there at the beach. So should be a really, really great event. Sheila does a great job with the fishing tournaments. They also do golf tournaments. So if you go to their website, Tighten the Drag, I think it's tightenthedrag.org. You can get in there and see all the different fundraisers they have. They do a lot of great work.
All the anglers, bring your A game on that one because there's some big fish turned in.
There's usually some really good sized fish brought in.
Good stuff.
So, and there's this a photo release event. So,
but when you hear 93s and 94-inch slams and stuff, it's like
I mean, there's been some definitely big fish. But we'll have them in next week, and we'll have all the information for that event. All of our previous TV shows and podcasts can be found on fishpodnetwork.com. Jump on our Facebook page, give us a like, Instagram, and Twitter. Bobby, how can they follow you?
You can go on my Instagram page. It'll be Bobby _Caroll, CARROLL _fishing.
It's not CAROLL.
No, it's not. No, typo guy here.
Typo guy.
Then
I got harassed because I got his name spelled wrong in one location.
And then just go on my Facebook, Bobby Caroll. I'm sure it's a fish picture on my profile. Just click it. Add me as a friend. Got questions about fish for Clayton, throwing artificials? I mean, I'll answer it. I'm an approachable guy, so just have at it.
All right, guys. Listen, with this storm approaching, be vigilant. Stay on top of the news, and if we can help you in any way with securing your boat and giving you the right information, please reach out to us. You can obviously get us at info@fishpodnetwork.com. You've got 727-FISHPOD. You can call us or drop us a message on Facebook. Be more than happy to answer any questions. And listen, we've got tons of guys in this area, so if you're up there in age and you've got issues and you need help, reach out to us. We'll get a crew over there to help you out. So until then, everybody, be safe through the storm, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right, see you guys.
This episode of FishPod TV is brought to you by Coastal Wealth. Angler Armory, helping you navigate the nautical world. Sea Mule, world's best fishing carts. Danco Sports, the largest selection of pliers on the planet. Go Puck, wearable power. Gel Lux, we set the mood and make your shores safer. Gills Apparel, breathe like a fish. Atlas Tracks, find your family, find your boat. Central Marine Yamaha, the fun starts here.